folks, welcome back to another colorful whining about pest control episode. I am Shellheartser of 360 Pest Consulting, and it's finally spring. The sun is out, the flowers are blooming, the pollen is crazy, the carpenter bees are annoying, and the temperature is fluctuating like a broken seesaw. If you're like most people, your south-facing windows are now scattered with little red dots. Those are our lady beetles. And before we dive into the madness, make sure you hit all those subscribe buttons down below so you don't miss out on any future wines. They're good ones. So for our colorful little lady beetles, I'm drinking a very pretty, colorful rosé. Check that out. Nice, huh? Cheers. Ooh, nice and crisp. All right, talking about lady beetles. Yes, it's okay if you call them ladybugs, even though they aren't a true bug. Some people call them ladybird beetles. There are many different species of these beetles, but at this time of year, we're typically referring to the multicolored lady beetle. It's an invasive species, but it resembles many of our native species. Quick background, lady beetles are beneficial. They feast on a whole bunch of plant-feeding insects like aphids and scale insects, and you can even buy these online. Release them out into your yard. If they are inside, just quick note, don't squash them. They have this thing called reflex bleeding, and they leak out this foul-smelling liquid, and it can stain. So really the best way to deal with these is just use a vacuum. You can catch them and release them outside where they can actually go back to eating their little aphids and protecting all the plants outside. Now it's spring, the weather hits that kind of magical amount, and the sun hits the side of the house. All those lady beetles are like, woohoo, summer, time to head out. The problem here? They don't remember how they came in. They follow the light, which leads them to living spaces, and they're buzzing around the lamps and especially congregating around those windows. And that's really important to remember. These are not coming in from outside. They were already there. They were overwintering. So let's whine about the control. For my fellow pros out there, this is the I told you so season. This is the result of what did, or more likely didn't, happen last autumn. Something didn't get sealed up. They have now been living rent-free in the structure all winter. Now, after you get all your told you so's out of the way, it's a reminder to seal now because we're going to have spring pests emerging, and then we're going to have summer pests that have expanding populations, and then we're eventually back to autumn when the lady beetles are going to just do this again. When it comes to treatment, a lot of people say that you can't treat for these. I'm not against some small targeted treatments. Small, targeted, just a tiny bit around the windows and some other areas where they may have been seen congregating, maybe a little bit at the base of those doors. Make sure everybody understands that this will knock them down, but they still need to be swept up or vacuumed and the little bodies disposed of. And it's not going to solve the problem in the autumn when they come back. Now, the good news is this is a relatively short-lived issue, right? Usually just a couple of weeks activity while they try and find their way out. So in the meantime, pour yourself another glass, grab that vacuum, and remember, at least they aren't bed bugs, because yes, people mistake these for bed bugs. If you're dealing with a lady beetle explosion, drop a comment below. Love to hear all of your horror stories. Hit all those buttons down below so you don't miss future whining. And until then, cheers to our colorful little lady beetles. So nice.